Okay. So, I think you're all 33 na sa atin. Medyo tumataas din sa kabila. We will be dealing with the 3 modules today. Module 3, 4, and 5. Yung nasa course syllabus nyo si Rax. I-share mo na lang sa kanila, ha? Okay. Kasi mamayang hapon, meron tayo pa yung CHN. Let's start. Yan. If you say toxic effect, yung effect ng drugs, drug reaction, kasi ang main concern natin is drug reaction, right? So we may be dealing with adverse drug reaction, allergic reaction, yung mga reaction na naiiba sa normal reaction ng isang gamot, ng isang drug that you are going to receive or the patient will receive. Okay, so if you say adverse drug reaction, they are undesired effects that may be unpleasant or even dangerous. Kung hindi maagapan kaagad, it may lead to the death of the patient. O kaya other side effects na hindi dapat kanais-nais na it may be complicated to the condition of the patient. What are the reasons of the adverse drug reaction that occur? So, the drug may have other effects besides the therapeutic effect. Pag nagbigay kayo ng gamot sa pasyente nyo, or if you are going to take the drug, let's say analgesic, okay, antipyretic, and it may have other side effect na sinasabi natin, aside from the therapeutic effect na analgesic or antipyretic. Yung to relieve pain, to relieve infection, or what, magkakaroon ng other side effects. Okay? Naririnig niyo ako, si Rax? Ha? Naririnig niyo ako? Ayos na. Okay, so another reason for the adverse drug reaction, the patient is sensitive to the drug. Alam mo na pag sensitive, allergic siya or merong effect na hindi mo maintindihan. Maaari ma-overdose or what, ma-underdose or what. Or iba ang pupuntahan ng kanyang yung antigens niya. Okay? So we will deal to that later on. The drug's action, another reaction is reason. The drug's action causes other responses that are undesired or unpleasant. Okay. The patient is taking too much or too little of the drug. Okay. So what are the types of adverse reaction? Okay. The primary action is possibility-wise is overdose, extension of the desired effect. Sumobra. Baka mamaya rin either na doble yung ininom o kaya pagbigay niyo ng gamot o kaya yung kanyang dosage is doble din, yun. Possible na mag-adverse reactions. Okay? Then another one is the secondary actions. This is the undesired effects produced in addition to the pharmacologic effect. So other than the effect na in-expect nyo, meron pa siyang other effect na hindi mo maintindihan, na bigla na lang lalabas. Okay, meron yung nahihilo, meron yung namamagay yung paa, na biglang namagay yung kamay, biglang nag-tinnitus, yung hindi makarinig, may wagwawangwang or what. So these are the secondary action. Okay? The primary action is what? Overdose, di ba? So the secondary action is undesired effect. Okay? Then the other adverse reactions, the hypersensitivity reaction. This is the excessive response to the primary or secondary effect of the drug. Hypersensitivity, by the name itself, medyo masyadong nagsama na yung primary at sa either secondary or primary action. But in other words, yun yung mga yung nag-increase ang yung antigen mo, yung antibody, medyo nasira yung antibody reactions ng katawan ng isang tao. Okay, so we will discuss further. Yun. What are the two types of drug allergies? Okay? Uh, the types for the types of allergies naman, okay, number 2 pala na topic is anaphylactic reaction, cytotoxic reaction, number 3 serum sickness reaction, then delayed allergic reaction. So let's say what is anaphylactic reaction. Let's see what is cytotoxic reaction. Ano kaya mga ito? By the word itself, uh, makikita mo, 'di ba, kung ano ang possibility na causes of that reaction, of that drug reaction. Okay. Oh, these are the differences for the uh, types ng drug allergies. Yan. Yung kanina, yung anaphylactic reaction. Okay? Pasensya na, maliit. uh, this is an allergy which involves an antibody that reacts with specific sites in the body to cause the release of the chemicals, including the histamine. Ano yun to yung ano to histamine na yung secretion, ito yung hormone na nag-ano ng against allergy or may reaction sa katawan natin that produce immediate reaction in the mucous membrane like swelling and constricting of the bronchi, yung sa lungs din nyo na natatarget niya kaagad. That can lead to respiratory distress and even respiratory arrest. Because of the anaphylactic reaction, sometimes they term it as anaphylactic shock. Kung ano man yung drug reaction na nangyari sa katawan ng pasyente nyo or ng inyong tao, okay? Then, of course, your assessment about this is pwede nyo sabihin na presence of hives, rash, difficulty breathing, increase the BP, yan, dilated the pupils, diaphoresis, panic, kasi parang mamamatay ng pakiramdam eh. Shock na siya eh. Feeling increased heart rate, then nag-respiratory arrest. So, those are signs of impending death na. Okay? Kaya nag-anaphylactic siya kasi sumobra yung pag-release ng chemicals ng histamine sa katawan. Okay, so what is your intervention? What will be your possible intervention kung biglang nangyari may anaphylactic reaction? Common na ipiniprepare nyo is the epinephrine. Administer epinephrine 0.3 ml of 1:1,000 solution. Sub-Q for adults or 0.01 milligrams per kilogram of body weight or 1,000 sub-Q for pediatric patient. So, very minimal. Maliit lang ang pwedeng i-injection subcutaneously. Okay? Then, you are going to prepare the dose every 15 to 20 minutes as appropriate. Notify the prescriber or primary caregiver and discontinue the drug. So, pagka yung iba naman, pag na-administer yung epinephrine, medyo nare-relieve ka agad. Nag-open yung niya, yung histamine antihistamine reaction. So, be aware that prevention is the best treatment. Kaya in every station, in every ward, in every area, na when you will be exposed, meron talagang mga emergency drugs na nakalagay sa isang crash cart, sa isang bag nila na binubuhat kung mayroong nagbiglang nag-arrest. Okay? Counsel patient with the known allergies to wear. Okay? Then of course you alert the medical team kung ganyan may impending arrest ka na nakikita. Okay? So that's why nandun parati yung epinephrine as one of the emergency drug to be available in the emergency box or emergency cart. Kahit sa ambulance, pag kayo sasaklulo ang mga nurses sa ambulance, mayroon silang emergency bag. Same sa station, nandun din may epinephrine dyan. Epinephrine or adrenaline. Okay? Then the other one is the cytotoxic reaction. This allergy involve antibodies that circulates in the blood and attack antigens, okay, causing death again to the cell of the patient. This reaction is not immediate but may be seen over a few days. Parang unti-unti ito, cytotoxic reaction. Okay, if you're going to check for this cytotoxic reaction, yung assessment yun, there is a complete blood count showing damages to the blood forming. Okay, decreased hematocrit, the white blood cell count, and other platelets that deals with the blood circulate contents of the blood itself. Okay. Then your intervention, notify the prescribed one or primary caregiver and discontinuing the drug. Support the patient to prevent infection and conserve energy until the allergic response is over. So another reaction na naman yan. Usually mga iba dyan naka-IV. Naka-IV intravenous IV fluid sila. Okay? Then stress ano yung isa? Serum pala. Sickness reaction. Ito yung pag serum naman, it's about again sa blood components na naman. This allergy involves antibodies that circulates in the blood and cause damage to various tissues by depositing in blood vessels. So this reaction may occur up to 1 week or more after exposure to the drugs. So kung sinabi mo yan, something is wrong again with the antigen reaction ng katawan ninyo through sa serum itself. Yung ating kay sinabing serum sickness reaction. And of course, ang assessment nyo, itchy rash, high fever, swollen lymph nodes, swollen and painful joints, edema of the face and limbs. Makikita mo na lang, parang bigla na lang namamagay yung mukha niya, So another kind of serum sickness reaction. Of course, your intervention, notify the prescriber or the doctor immediately and or primary caregiver and discontinue the drug. Provide comfort measures to help the patient cope with the signs and symptoms. Okay, like yung cool environment, skin care, positioning, eyes to joints, administer antipyretic or inflammatory agents in appropriate manner. Oh, of course, parang ito background knowledge nyo lang, but this will not be happen immediately upon your exposure to the clinical area. Okay, huwag kayong matakot. So it's just for you an advance information na ganito ang magiging possibility na reaction ng mga drug allergies. Okay? Then what's the other one? Delayed. Delayed allergic reaction. Naririnig nyo na yan. So this reaction occurs several hours after exposure and involves antibodies that are bound to specific white blood cells. So usually mga antibody kasi yan yung mga protein bound. 'Di ba sa chems niyo, sa biochem niyo, ito yung mga protein bound that is formed in the blood serum. Yan. Kaya yung protein bound na yan, mayroong na makakaharap na another protein na medyo naiiba din sa dapat action ng drug na target ng drug na binigay ninyo, then pagkakaroon ng dapat ng immunity ng foreign protein na yan. So ma-form, pero ma-over naman ang niya, like rashes, yung hives or urticaria, yung itchiness, swollen jaws, mga ganon. So just the same, you notify again the prescriber or the doctor. Yan naman ang nyo is any reaction that you will be encountering to the patient, i-notify nyo kaagad. Kahit yung plain aspirin nga yan, nagkakaroon din yan ng reaction by mouth na yan. O kaya how much more yung mga naka-IV or nagbigyan na injections or what. Okay, always kaya yung 10 hours in giving the medication, it is very important thing to remember, di ba? Right patient, right dose, right drug, right. Okay? Tapos pag right approach to the patient, tatanungin nyo, meron ba kayong allergy dati? O magbibigay ka ng gamot? Ay kasi po allergic po ako sa aspirin. Hindi. O yun, samantalang binescribe ng doctor. But of course, we have to understand that nobody is perfect, di ba? Kahit ang doktor magkakamali din. But with your knowledge about what is in the background, you can question the doctor. You can reason. Sabi niyo, sir, ito po ba ang ibibigay natin sa pasyente? Kasi nakausap ko po kanina, allergic siya sa aspirin. Tapos may order po kayo dito na aspirin. O, okay. So the doctor, hindi naman niya pahalata. Okay, sige, tingnan natin, sabi ng mga ibang doktor. Okay? Next slide. Drug-induced tissue and organ damage. Yan, another cause ng drug reactions. Yan. Yan yung mga tissues involved na damage, mga organ. Okay, like sa central nervous system. Yun. Mga meninges of the brain, mga ganon. Somewhere, mai-stack doon yung drug na naibigay. Ang target niya ay yung central nervous system. So another one is the auditory, pandinig. Mamaya bigla na lang hindi makadinig o kaya may narinig siyang somewhere na umuugong or what. Okay? Then another one that you can see is the ocular damage. So bigla nyo na lang nakita, nag-red yung mata, o kaya nag-blurred ang paningin. Okay? So other things, may pain, o kaya namaga. Okay? So another organ na madamage is the mouth itself, stomatitis, namamaga yung bunganga. Okay? Then may red pa nga. Minsan yung lips pa halata, no? Biglang namaga. Okay? Then another organ that is damaged is the dermatological reactions. Yung skin naman, yun na yung nakikita nyo kanina, may hives, may urticaria, may rashes, ganon. Because nagkaroon ng another induced na hit ang tissues somewhere. Okay? Then, allergic reactions. Yan din. And remember, ang hit niya kaagad yung sa lungs. Kaya hanggang mag-respiratory arrest, mag-respiratory failure because na over na naman yung ano niya. Okay? Yung function ng sa lungs itself, the bronchi itself. Pagdating sa dulo ng lungs, bronchi, bronchioles, mga ganon, the throat, the lung, sa bronchioles niya, sa bronchi, sa dulo, doon kasi nag-e-end product ng gamot hanggang sa maybe mag-rupture or what, mag-damage, hindi lalabas yung histamine na kaya nagkaroon siya ng allergic reaction. Okay? Then another organ that is hit is the liver damage. The liver damage. So alam mo na, di ba, sabi natin nung una, the liver main function is it what? Metabolizes niya, di ba? Metabolize na niya yung mga other supplements na napapasok. Parang inaano niya, there is a chemical process that will work on, which it will convert yung tissues na yon into sa energy, into sa papunta sa waste. Kaya minametabolize niya muna, parang bacteria, through filtration. Okay? Through diffusion, through osmosis, as we have studied in the module 2, na yung osmosis, diffusion, then diffusion, infiltration, osmosis, parang ganan. Okay? And it will become a drug metabolism, which is metabolized by the liver. Then another organ is the na madam is the renal, the kidney. Oh, two kidneys tayo, di ba? Yung renal damage na yan, it has something to do with the bad effect with the excretion. After na metabolize, na help na ganon, so ready na siyang sa excretion niya, but something is wrong doon sa glomeruli ng kidney. Hindi niya ma-filter. Hindi niya maano na naman ulit because by pumasok na lang na drug na hindi ka nais-nais na hindi ano sa kanya kung nagkaroon ng renal damage. So what are the possible renal damage? Hindi na makaihi, ano na ang urinary bladder, ang kanyang hindi na maka-excrete, there is no proper excretion of those waste materials na pwedeng i-excrete sana. Okay. So, another one that is another organ that has been damaged through the drug is the bone marrow depression. So, ano ang function ng bone marrow natin? Did you review your anatomy? Diba? Sila yung red forming thing na nag-organize ng mga RBC natin, nagpo-form. Okay, you try to review what is the relationship of the bone marrow. So another thing na ano is the reproductive system. So kung minsan kaya nga bawal sa mga buntis, 'di ba? Yung drug na hindi ka nais-nais, na hindi matatanggap because during the metabolism baka magkakaroon ng during the drug metabolism magkakaroon ng teratogenic effect doon sa fetus. So anong labas ng fetus? Ano yung ang labas niya sa teratogenic effect niya? Nagkaroon ng any malformations. 'Di ba? Kung minsan tabingi, ganyan, ganun. Okay? Kaya yung iba, nagpipills, tapos biglang nagiinom ng pagpalaglag or something. Oh. So, it has a teratogenic effect, lalo na kung meron ng na-form na fetus. Okay? Oh, 35 na kayo. Okay, for the dermatological reaction, yan, yung kanina, yung nakita natin, this merong rash or hives or urticaria. Your assessment is abnormalities in the skin, red area, or may blister forming. Na siguro nasubukan na yung iba dyan na nagkaroon ng dermatological reaction. Okay? It may need to discontinue the medication in severe cases. Halimbawa, iba naman yung na-apply nila na gano'n. Okay? Yung iba, allergic nga sa mertiolate. Oh. Yung iba, kaya yung mga cosmetics, okay? It may need to discontinue the medication in severe cases. Stomatitis, yung kanina, assessment is inflammation of the mucous membrane. Yan. Intervention, frequent mouth care. Doon ang labas niya sa bunganga. Then, superinfections. What is superinfections? Destruction of the body's normal flora. Okay. Assessment is fever, diarrhea, vaginal discharge. Intervention, supportive care, mouth and skin care. Administer antifungal medications as needed. May also need to stop the drug responsible for the superinfection. Kita nyo naman na yung mga signs of infection. Ano ba yung mga signs of infection na naisip nyo? There is redness, di ba? Ano pa yung iba? Redness, there is pain, pallor, color, swelling, Other infections that may ano. O kaya naman other thing na may naiiba-vaginal discharge. O kung sa lalaki naman, possible merong naiibang discharge. 'Di ba? Okay? It may also need to stop the drug responsible for the superinfection. Baka mamaya hindi magkatugma yung antibiotic. Because giving such antibiotic drugs, depende naman kung ano yung target niya, depende kung anong organ. Na? Hindi naman basta-basta inom ka ng penicillin para sa ano mo sa anong klase infection. O inom ka ng amoxicillin. Kaya kina-classify naman yung mga doctors according to classifications of antibiotic. Depende kung anong target to be involved. Then another one is the blood dyscrasia. Dito yung bone marrow suppression. Diba? Yung mga bone marrows ninyo. Fever, chills, weakness. Yan. Interventions, monitor blood counts, protective isolation. Sometimes ito nangyayari sa mga arthritis pain. Nasusobrahan, iba yung estrogen na naiinom. So, anong nangyayari? What will happen for the blood dyscrasia? Natatamaan na yung white blood, dumadami yung white blood cells. Lumilit yung mga red blood cells. So, magiging anemic na, pale na, yung pasyente baka mag-shock na siya. Okay, and other contents of the blood itself, blood components natin. Okay? Ano yung mga blood components niya? WBC, RBC, ano pa? Erythrocytes, ano pa? So anything na maano nyo under sa blood components. Plasma, lahat yan merong umiikot na maapektahan ng drug itself. So another thing is the toxicity affecting the body what is in a very noxious or toxic way. Yan na, yung liver. Okay? Pag liver na ang naafektan na, there's already toxicity. The assessment is, it may have the fever, nausea, jaundice, change in color of urine or stool, or elevated liver enzymes. So, usually ano yung nakikita niyo mga ganyan na mayroong toxicity, especially if the liver is affected. Diba? May jaundice. What is jaundice? Alam niyo na yon, diba? Yellowish discoloration of the skin or the membrane or what. Depende kung ano yung target ng toxicity na yan. Okay? So, intervention, discontinue the medication. Tataka kayo, bigla na lang nag-yellow. O, naapektahan na, pati bilirubin niya, pati ano. Okay? Especially dun sa metabolism ng liver. Drug metabolism ng liver. Sa kidney, okay, ayan. Change in urinary pattern. And usually sa urinalysis, yan, there's elevated BUN, yung blood urea nitrogen. Tinitingnan nyo sa laboratory, di ba? Yung sabi ko sa inyo, yung one way of diagnosing the patient is also urinalysis. Yan. Hindi lang blood extraction. Yan. And the creatinine. So what is the relationship the BUN and creatinine? Elevated BUN, elevated the creatinine. So makikita mo a big difference na baka mamaya toxicity na siya sa impaired na ang kidney, natamaan na yung kidney niya. So the intervention, notify the physician that you may need to stop medication or decrease the dosage. So always, although sinusundan nyo yung tamang dose, na carrying the dose, but if you find something unusual, toxicity, reaction, drug reaction or what, you notify the physician immediately, stop the medication kaagad. Okay? Then, wag yung kalinamutan sa endorsement. Baka mamaya, makalimutan nyo rin, pauwi na kayo, biglang nagkaroon siya ng reaction yung pasyente. Okay? There. Another grabbing effect ng drug is Poisoning. In case of poisoning, it occurs when an overdose of a drug damages the multiply body system. Lahat na, mga systems nyo na medyo nakukuhaan na, yung nakita nyo kanina. From central nervous system going down sa integumentary system. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, always review your anatomy and physiology, ha? Yung the cardiac system, multiple body systems, yeah. It damages, sa poisoning, it damages to multiple systems can lead to a fatal reaction. Siyempre, alam mo na, kung fatal, so means sudden arrest, sudden death, or what? At least, nandyan ka na mag-ana. Okay? Hello, Dad. Nag-online mas ako. Ay, online. Nag-online ako, nag-online klase. Okay, mamaya na lang. Okay. Di ba sabi ko sa inyo?
Sabihin ko lang, ganito kalakas ang ulan, no?
Ang lakas, oo. Adyan sa inyo. Oo.
Okay,
Okay.
ingat.
O sige, nasa bahay ako, naka-online.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Dad. Thank you. Okay. Babalita pala. Okay. Okay, the poisoning treatment varies according to the drug. Okay? Maghanap sila ng antidote or something na pwedeng pang-kontra, pang-antidote doon sa drug na yan. Another effect is altered glucose metabolism. Possibility-wise, baka mamaya sumobra naman sa kakainom na insulin, it will lead to, hypoglycemia, low sugar. Your assessment finding, and it may reveal low serum blood glucose level. Bumaba. Ano yung normal blood glucose ninyo? Yung 120, naging mababa na, milligrams per deciliter of fat, bumaba na sa normal values. Kaya you try also to have your list about the different normal values about the drug itself, about the laboratory components. Na? Intervention is restore the glucose to the body. Kung minsan, may nangyayaring ganyan na, because of too much hypoglycemia, natutumba ng pasyente, nasa shock. Bigla na lang nag-unconscious. Magugulat kayo. Kaya kung minsan, nagbibigay ka agad ng D50 water, D50 glucose, yung sa vials, inject nila. O yan, biglang mabuhay. Mga ganon. Okay? O kaya, hard candies. Kaya mga ibang nagbo-board exam, may dala-dalang hard candies sa kanilang pocket kasi siyempre baka mamaya mag-hypoglycemia sila bababa yung blood glucose level nila. Pumasok sila, pumunta sila doon, hindi sila nag-almusal o kaya, kaya kailangan meron kayong konting okay? Ganun lang. Restore glucose to the body. Then another one, the opposite naman, hyperglycemia. There is a high serum glucose level in the laboratory results. Lalo na kung may history ng diabetes. Either mag-hypoglycemia because sa kakabigay ng too much insulin o kaya hyperglycemia naman hindi nabibigay na nakakaligtaan or what. O kaya sa pagkain niya, sa food control, sa sugar. And in your intervention, administer the medications to decrease the glucose level. Okay? Kaya kung meron kayong order at diabetic yung pasyente nyo, tingnan yung maigi. Yung mga, the dosage. Yung regular insulin, NPH insulin, ano kaya yung mga klaseng ito na ibibigay? Ano kaya yung mga foods na kinakain ng pasyente? Ganyan, baka mamaya meron pasyenteng ganyan, nakatago mga tsokolate sa ilalim ng unan niya. There were things like that na nangyayari. Kasi pinagbabawalan sila ng mga nurses. Pero, itinatago naman niya. Ayan, bigla na lang nag-hyperglycemia. Nag-red na yung mukha, hindi mo na maintindihan. Nanlalambot na, kaya mamaya matumba din. Okay? You try the differences of hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia symptoms. Yeah. Then another one is the electrolyte imbalance. Ano yung mga electrolytes ninyo na maalala ninyo that you have studied in your chemistry? Ano yung mga electrolytes na kailangan ng katawan natin?
Potassium, sodium.
Yeah, yan siya yan. And usually nakikita niyo yan sa sa mga dextrose container. Yung kasi kami battle noon yung iba yung sa inyo naman yung bag ng mga those are electrolytes ang nandoon na laman niya. Because if you are sobra sa sodium, okay, yung pangbababa naman ng sodium ang ibibigay nila. So like the sodium, sabi niya potassium, calcium, magnesium, yung mga yang other things na kailangan yung tignan kasi there should be a compatibility, positive, negative, ganyan, para magkaroon sila ng effect for the Kaya ngayon, kung electrolyte imbalance ang isang pasyente, let's say hypokalemia. What is hypokalemia?
Ma'am, mababa po yung sugar niya.
Potassium low kalemia, potassium.
Low kalemia po.
Yeah, hypokalemia, low potassium. Kung yung mababang sugar, hypoglycemia, yung kanina, no?
Yes po.
Hyper, malaki. Ito naman, pag sumobrang potassium level naman niya, siyempre, blood extract ka niyan, tinitiglan ka agad. Hyperkalemia. So, in case of electrolyte imbalance, kung sodium naman, sodium is hyponatremia, hypernatremia, mga ganon. So, tingnan nyo yung mga electrolytes natin na possible na magkaka-effect doon sa Kaya, yung mga doctor, they have to choose something na IV fluid na pwedeng i-balance nila kaagad to infuse the drug through IV. Okay? Ayan, decrease in serum potassium level. Intervention, replace mo kaagad serum potassium through IV or oral supplement and monitor the serum levels of potassium. So may mga gamot din tayong rich in potassium. May mga foods din tayong rich in potassium. Diba? Ano yung rich in potassium sa food?
Egg.
Na possible? Anong alam nyo?
Egg, ma'am.
Ha?
Egg.
Saging. Huwag yung saging na totoong saging na kinakain na. Yan yung rich in potassium. There are other vegetables na rich in potassium. Yan, kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng nutrition lab, magluluto tayo mga ganun. Kaya pinagsasama-sama natin lahat yan kasi in your level 2 stage, yan na. Papasok na kayo sa medical surgical. Pero ito lahat, introduction na lang muna kayo lahat. Okay, but still, you have to understand them. You have to remember them. Isa sa isip nyo. Even the laboratory results, contents of the laboratory analysis, lahat yung mga yan. Lahat ng mga procedures, di ba sa nursing process natin, noon na sinabi ko sa inyo, part of your assessment. Aside from the IPPA, inspection, palpation, yung diagnostic procedures, laboratory procedures. Yan lahat yan. Memorize yung mga normal values. Okay? Yan. High potassium, hyperkalemia, elevated. Increase in serum potassium level. Makikita din yan pag na-extract sila ng blood. Okay? Kikita yung result. Kahit hindi dinay ng pasyente pero nakikita, lumabas. Intervention, decrease the serum potassium concentration, pababain mo, monitor serum levels of potassium, and monitor the cardiac rhythm. Kasi kung sobra ng potassium, ang target niya is your heart, the cardiac, the rhythm, blab-dab, mabilis yan. Hanggang sa masyadong mabilis siya, maraming potassium, magkakaroon ng cardiac arrest. Yung sinasabi lang, atrial fibrillation, myocardial infarction, mga ganun-ganon, lalo na yung fibrillation. Pag-aaralan nyo rin yan in the future, yung ECG, electrocardiogram. ECG tracing, ano ang relationship ng mga electrolytes na yan. Okay? There. For the sensory effects naman, sense of sight mo yung ocular toxicity, assessment findings, visual changes. Inaano nyo ba? Pinipicturan nyo? Para meron kayong Xerox. Oo. Okay, para ma-remember yun. Interventions. Okay? Ah, ano kaya mga visual changes ninyo? Yan yung sabi ko sa inyo kanina. Maring blurred, baka mamaya yung iba pa ma-blind pa, o kaya namaga, or what? O kaya nag-red. So depende. So monitor for any visual changes when giving any medication that is known to cause ocular damage. Okay, same thing. Report
Tingnan mo
nyo
yung
ulit,
mata.
discontinue the medication. Okay? Siyempre, may idea na kayo, may ocular toxicity na ito. O yung isa is sensory damage. Switch ko lang, parang bumilim siya. Yan. O nga, wala lang. Auditory damage. Pag auditory, dito sa auditory canal niya, parang sa sense of hearing ninyo, or what? Assessment findings, ayun na. Either, sasabihin niya, may dizziness siya, umiikot ang paligid, ringing of the ears, yan, tinnitus, loss of balance, loss of hearing, mahirap na yun pag wala nang marinig. Masyadong na yan, na damage na. Intervention, monitor again for hearing loss of hearing. Discontinue the medications as appropriate if a decrease in hearing is noted on assessment. Siyempre, kumustahin mo yung pasyente mo sa umaga o kaya anong oras. O kumusta na po? Anong nangyari po? Kumusta na po kayo? Parang hindi tumitilingling sa loob o ano. So those things na symptoms na ibig sabihin from the normal na naramdaman na iiba. So it is your right again, your right documentation, right reporting, i-ano nyo kaagad, na? Report nyo kaagad. Yan, neurological effect, the central nervous system, the CNS effects. Okay. Pag-aralan nyo rin what are the different CNS na natin, na assessment and findings, altered level of consciousness, intervention to prevent injury. Kasi mamaya, lethargic. What is lethargy? Medyo nanghihina na, nagbo-blur na, hindi na maano ang balance niya. Hindi siya makatayo. Okay? So, kaya biglang nag-unconscious. Biglang nag-comatose because of the drug effect na pumunta na sa central nervous system. Okay, so kung may mga ganon na halimbawa, uminom ng ibang klase ng pangbaba ng blood pressure, hindi siya tugma doon, hindi siya doon, hindi niya kasundo, may nahihilo siya, sumasakit yung ulo. Okay, so advisean nyo na wag masyadong mag-ambulate, wag masyadong lalabas sa bed niya or what, or anything na to prevent the patient from further injury. Anong klaseng injury yan? Lalo na yung injury ng fall, natutumba, o kaya natatama or what. Okay, because it affect now the CNS, central nervous system. There. Then the atropine-like effects, anticholinergic effect, yung cholinergic, yung anong tangalan nito, laway or what? Assessment findings, dry mouth, urinary retention, blurred vision. Parang yung atropine effect itself, nagda-dry na walang fluid. Kasi naranasan ko na minsan yung atropine effect and cholinergic effect. Yung patutulugin ka sa OR, sabihin ba, okay ka ba? Pero manotice mo, kasi binigyan ka ng atropine sulfate before the surgery, parang nagda-dry na. And that it will prevent from mucus, ang mga mucus mo na or secretions na it will hamper in the surgery. So ganun din ang inaano niya. kung merong parang anticholinergic, atropine-like effect niya, maybe you report din okay? Sugarless lozenges to keep mouth moist. Have the patient void before administration of the medication. Otherwise, kasi hindi active yung pag-excrete, yan, magkakaroon ng urinary retention. Hindi siya maka-isbo, hindi siya maka-ano. So it is very bad din kung naka-retain dyan yung urine at hindi lumalabas, hindi mailabas or what. So there will be a bad effect for the patient. Okay? Other effect ng neurology is neurological effect is Parkinson's-like syndrome. So alam niyo na yung medyo siya, there is a tremors, muscle tremors and changes in gait, the way paglakad or what. Okay? Intervention, discontinue the medications as appropriate. Minsan hindi niya mapigilan. Ba't kayo maganyan ako at gumaganyan ako? Yung pala, nagkakaroon na siya ng neurological effect, which is like a Parkinson. Okay? Another one is neuroleptic malignant syndrome. Your assessment is the extrapyramidal symptoms. Okay? And the intervention, discontinue the medications as appropriate. Neuroleptic malignant syndrome. Ano yan? Malala niyo ba yan? Extrapyramidal syndrome. Siyempre, ano pa rin yan? Sa nerves pa rin yan. Okay? I-search nyo nga yung extrapyramidal symptoms. Just natin nakalimutan ko. Okay? But still the same about the nerves. Okay? Yan. Ayan, yung isa is teratogenicity. Teratogenicity. Any drug that causes harm to the developing fetus or embryo. So, umpisa pa lang, how many trimester yung pinag-uusapan natin last time? 3 trimesters, di ba? First trimester, first 3 months, dangerous yan kasi nagpo-form pa lang yung fetus. Second 3 months is 4, 5, 6. Third trimester is 7, 8, 9. Yan. And during those times na during the pregnancy at may ininom ng mother kasi may iba siya siyang sakit o what, it will affect, pero pregnant pala siya, it will affect the developing embryo or the developing fetus. Yan. Teaching to prevent tetragenicity is advise the pregnant woman that any medications may have possible effects of the baby. Kailangan may refer yan. Alam niya ng mga obstetrician, alam niya ng mga doctors. Pregnant ka ba? Lalo na yung mga pregnant mothers, of course, ingatan nila. Kung pwede lang, hindi mag-antibiotic kung ano man yung mayroon siyang UTI or what. Depende. Weigh the actual, ano yung UTI? Urinary tract infection. Kasi common sakit yan ng mga pregnant, naglalagnat, o kaya pneumonia, naulan na So, ingat lang, lalo na kung pregnant woman. Weigh the actual benefits against the potential risk. Okay? Then, discuss with pregnant women what they should not take medication without checking their healthcare provider first. Okay? Kahit kayo, pag nasa bahay nyo, mayroong pregnant pupunta dyan sa iyo, hingin ng advice, alam niyang nurse ka, you can advise what you have learned. Okay? Tapos na yung module 3. 36 na kayo Okay, so let's go to module 4. Kaya nyo pa? Isa pa, module 4. Okay, let's go. Saan na naman ako pupunta nito? Si Rax. I-X ko muna niya. X. Nasaan yung big blue button dyan? Sa ibaba? Teka, libit lang itong ano ko dito eh. Teka. Ito yung screen. Yan na naman tayo. Slide 1. Teka anuin ko na lang si Sir PJ. Baka mamaya mawala na naman tayo. Meron dito sa ibaba, yung screen, yung ano niya, naka-cross out naman. Yung next module. Pindutin ko yung ano, yung slides. Slides. Kasi kanina yung slides yata ang inano niya eh. Kita mo ito, yung ano. Tapos ano natin para makita mo sa GC natin Papakita ko yung ano natin. Kasi baka mamaya mawala eh. Ako'y itong sa ibaba. Ano? Pindutin ko kaya yung sa ibaba. Yan na yung welcome to Big Blue button. Dito sa ibaba yung natin. Saan na yung GC nyo dito? Ba't nawala na kayo dito? Correct. Ito na, dito siya sa ibaba. Naka-cross out lang siya. Teka. Tawagan ko na lang si PJ. Kasi baka mamaya ba yung